And good evening, everybody, as we are here in Scioto, Illinois, bringing you tonight's presentation of West Prairie Southeastern football as the Cyclones are taking on the Ponies from South Fork. This game stream is made possible to you by MTC Communications. Having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in today's world. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video, camera, and phone systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas, and expanding quickly. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. John Burton on the call for you here tonight. Tegan Perry out running the camera, and he will be providing some color commentary as well. The Cyclones come into this game undefeated on the season, 4-0, but definitely facing their toughest matchup to this point in the South Fork Ponies, who come in 3-0. And according to Max Preps, in terms of Illinois 8-man football standings, West Prairie, the 13th ranked team in Illinois, and South Fork, the 12th ranked team. So it doesn't really get much closer than that.
That's true, John. And you want to know the best thing about these close matches? Lots of scoring or lots of good defense. And I think we're going to have to see a lot of that from West Prairie if they want to win this game today.
Yeah, definitely the size advantage is going to be in favor of South Fork. We were talking to one of the coaches pregame, and he said that they love to run the ball. They got a couple big kids up front. And just to point out one, Colin Elder and Carter Elder. Let's start with Colin. Stands at 6'7", 325, offensive line, defensive line, of course. And then Carter Elder, 6'3", 265. So definitely a lot of big boys on the South Fork team. Kickoff will go to South Fork, so they'll start with the ball. Ball carrier taken down right around the 26-yard line.
And if you're wondering for size reference how big that actually is, just imagine one John Burton and a quarter John Burton. That's about how big they are. Maybe even a third.
I would say probably a little bit more. I'm not very big, Tegan.
Yeah, maybe 1/3.
So, again, South Fork will start with the ball here tonight. 0-0, of course, just getting things underway. South Fork sets to the line. Handoff comes to the off-back. Initial tackle going to be brought down near the line of scrimmage. Might have gained a half a yard or 1 yard on the play.
Number 50 on the play was the first person to make contact there, able to run through that B gap right there and just stuff him right there in his tracks.
They're going to say no gain on the play. That handoff went to number 10, George Bailey, on the South Fork side. And that's going to be a penalty. That'll be charged to West Prairie.
No, they're calling false start, I think.
A lot of movement up front at the line. They're going to call a legal procedure against the Ponies.
Yep.
That'll be a 5-yard penalty, so a little bit better field position for the Cyclones now.
I think the center ended up coming out of his stance, and that's what they called there. That's why I think the guy in the 3-tech reacted. But now with a 2nd and 15, they're looking at a very long way up.
The 2nd and 15 play, it'll be another run play. This one goes to number 5. He takes it around the outside. Gains of about 4 on the play. That was number 5 carrying the ball. That was Brody Lush for the Ponies.
Yep, and now you got to think in the mind of West Prairie, they're going to end up passing here. They won't be able to probably get that many yards on the ground, but who knows? They've ran the 5 offensive line formation. So we'll see.
We'll give Lush about 4 yards on the carry, and as Tegan mentioned, that brings up 3rd and 11. You would expect a pass here.
And they're keeping the entire offensive line on the field here. Very interesting. Pass.
Play action pass. Deep downfield, he's wide open. He's got a man. That's number 24. That's Vincent Edwards racing down the field. He's going to be close to a touchdown, eventually brought down there by Cam Kramer.
Yeah, and right there you could already tell what they were going to do. The fullback ended up faking the grab and ended up getting a couple of key blocks there to be able to get that long bomb there.
59-yard passing play, the play action from Tracy to Edwards. Of course, that will be a brand new set of downs, and South Fork knocking on the door here early on.
The Ponies are showing a little bit of action there with that deep ball. Might try it again here, catch them off guard.
Play comes, handoff goes to the outside. Number 24 on the carry. Once again, that's Edwards. He's brought down by a pair of Cyclones near the far out-of-bounds line.
And 54 on that one. Kind of good tackle. Got a little bit too high on the shoulder pads. What you want to do there is kind of get a little bit low and hopefully try to get him to the ground there. But still, regardless, you got him down to a gain of about 6 on the play. Now you got to go back in and do your typical defense.
Edwards, who just caught the big reception for 59 yards, picks up 6 on the rushing play there. Second and about 4 for South Fork. Handoff comes up the middle, having a little trouble bringing him down. Going to be close to a first down, gained probably about 2 to 3 yards there. Kind of hard to tell on this off angle.
Number 50 there on the tackle. That one was a more routine tackle. He got low, hit his thighs, and was able to drive him down after a little bit of help. And now it will be first and goal on the 4.
First and goal on the 4 for South Fork. Been a pretty quick opening possession. There is 9 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Yep. You really want to try to pound it in with your fullback here.
Ponies handed off once again to the inside. Splits through a couple tackles there. It's going to be brought down, not quite to the goal line yet. That play went to number 10, George Bailey, on the carry.
Probably about a gain of either 2 or 3 there. Hard to tell from up here.
We'll give him 2 on the unofficial stat sheet. So that sets up 2nd and 2 to the goal.
And right here, I don't really know what you dial up here, but they're going off a wide formation here. I would expect them to probably run it up the middle, though.
Yep, quarterback sneak right up the middle, and nobody touched him. Jared Tracy takes it in for the first touchdown of the game, gives the Ponies a 6-point lead. And like you said, just kind of went to that off formation. Nobody in the backfield, quick QB sneak up the middle, and Tracy's able to punch it in for the Ponies.
Yeah, and that one, that's where you kind of have your offensive and defensive line battle there, and they were able to get a hole open, and it doesn't matter even if the defense gets past them there. You want to try to squeeze into your gap, and they just weren't able to there, having to spread out their cornerbacks.
Touchdown comes at 8 minutes and 12 seconds in the first quarter. Ponies will set up for the 2-point conversion. Tracy hands it off, comes around to this near sideline, and splits away from Kramer and punches it in for 2.
Great play design there, motioning the jet sweep over, making them go out wide again. As we see, it's something to look into that they might try widening the field a little bit more for West Prairie, as they're unable to just unable to just get there on the play.
So after that, the Ponies have an 8-point lead. Cyclones 0, Ponies 8, of course. We'll take a quick break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and be right back with you for the Cyclones' first drive of this contest.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back here to Scioto. The Ponies have an 8-point lead over the Cyclones. Again, Cyclone Sports this season brought to you by MTC. Kicking off will be big number 70, Connor Henley, 6'4", 300 pounds to kick that ball off. Return play coming, splits away for one defender. Ball's loose on the ground. Ponies are pointing their direction.
It's going to be hard to tell, but I think the Ponies may have recovered it. In that case, it's just poor ball security on the Ponies, and it's looking like it will be the Cyclones football.
Cyclones football, able to dive on top of that one.
Yeah, that one there, you just kind of got to hold on to the ball, hold it in your hand. Don't try to – honestly, when it comes to, like, kickoffs and such like that, you want to hold 2 hands instead of 1. But, yeah, just a very fortunate that they were able to fix their own mistake right there.
So that'll set up West Prairie's first drive of this contest. Kramer hands off to the outside. This one's going to goes to a first down, steps out of bounds.
Nice little run there. Could have possibly gotten a little bit further if he was able to cut back in, but you can never be too disappointed without an 8 or 9 yard run, because now you can possibly set up your play action here.
That was Austin Nelson on the carry for the Cyclones. Sets up second and about 2. Maybe call it 3.
Yeah, I'd probably say 3.
Play here from the Cyclones. Handoff comes up the middle once again. That'll be a first down plus maybe a yard or 2.
Number 21 on the play, able to just squeeze right. The announcer got me there. Able to squeeze right through those linemen. Sometimes you like to be a little bit smaller with your running backs because they're able to just squeeze right through there whenever it comes to those types of plays, and you just need the 3 or 4 yards.
That was Xavier Hilton, number 21, on the carry for the Cyclones. His first carry of the night. Back-to-back run plays for the Cyclones. We'll see what they go to here. Another run comes to Nelson on the outside. Splits through one defender. Is going to be brought down after a gain of about 1.
Nice job being able to break off contact there, but just another pony able to just come up, wrap low, and take him down. But the run game is working with them. I wouldn't expect them to stop it here. Maybe try a little bit more runs to the right, run over to the weak side. Maybe even a run up the middle would work since their defensive backs and linebackers are so backed up.
2nd and 9 for the Cyclones here on their first drive of the game. Kramer is going to keep this one. Splits it to the right side. He's going to be met in the middle by a sea of ponies, but not after a gain of about 4 on the play.
That one I won't really credit the runner there, as number 42, I think on the offensive line, just delivered a mean pancake to the 72 on the ponies, just laying the hammer there. Great block. That's what you want to see textbook every single time.
Kramer a little bit slow to get up out of that pile. Definitely a couple big boys up front there, kind of smash them in the middle here. We're going to take a timeout while they check over Kramer. Hopefully everything is all right. We'll take a quick ad break. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose MDH. We moved here, and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
Find the right cycle combinations. Simply choose what and how you want to wash and dry to help keep clothes looking their best. Intuitive Controls, brought to you by Whirlpool.
Back here after the quick timeout. Cyclones have a 3rd and 6. Run comes to the outside. It's Hilton on the carry. He's able to keep the feet moving a little bit there. That'll be a Cyclones first down.
I'm counting about 5 men there. Took him to take him down for number 21. That's the small little guy right there. Able to squeeze off people and tell them to get off him. A little bit of gutso with him right now.
Hilton's 2nd carry of the game. Cyclones will set up on about the 31-yard line. Fresh set of downs. Kramer is back in the game. Handoff comes once again to Hilton up the middle. He's met at the line, and that's going to be no gain on the play. Brought down by number 74, Carter Elder, and number 10, George Bailey on the pony side.
Yeah, and both of those guys just able to easily get off their blocks with a little chop and cut, able to just hit them out of the way and take hold of their gap. That's ultimately what you want to do against this offense right here. You don't want to have to go in and make a TFL. You want to stay in your gap and force them to stay in the same spot. And if there is an opportunity for the TFL, let the linebackers do it.
Cyclones 2nd and 10 here. Run play is going to go to the left side, kind of cut it back towards the middle. It's going to be another short gain, if any.
Number 50 on the play for the ponies there made a great read on the running back, able to stuff him right in his gap too. And right now we're currently seeing the ponies kind of unravel this offense. Hopefully they'll have a little bit of trick up their sleeves when it comes to the Cyclones, as they're looking at a 3rd and 10 And especially in this territory, you don't want to take a bad play.
Cyclones come set to the line, 3rd and 10. Kramer drops back to pass, rolls out right. He's got a man. He throws an interception. And he's still on his feet. I believe that's George Bailey. Yep. He splits it back the other way. He's going down the far sideline, jukes out one man, and he's going to be brought down. Not what you want to see there. George Bailey with the interception and the long return.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunately underthrown ball there, but I will have to give credit to number 10 on the Ponies there. He made a heck of an effort trying to get out of the way. He got past about 2 or 3 guys there and able to turn to a play that should have been dead right around the 35, going all the way to the 36 on their side, making this a lot more harder for the Cyclones going into this, especially since their defense has already been out on the field for this long.
So I believe that was Kramer's first pass attempt of the night. He throws it for an interception. Again, that was George Bailey on the South Fork side. And that'll bring up the Ponies offense. Ball's on the ground, bad snap. Able to stick with it. That's Tracy. Brings it around to the far sideline. He's going to take a loss on the play, but could have been much worse there on the low snap.
Yeah, and that's not what you want to do coming right off a big start like that. Now you give the defense a little bit of energy and a little bit of juice, and it also sets you up in a worse position. You don't want to be there you don't want to be 2nd and 12 already after a big play like that. Now your momentum's zapped.
So it sets up 2nd and about 12 for the Ponies offense. And yeah, you kind of have to hope that this Cyclones defense can pick up Kramer there after the interception, maybe get a turnover on downs or a turnover in any way, really.
Miscommunication on the field already. Probably keep an eye out for 24. He might be running a bad route.
Direct snap to Tracy. He takes it to the near sideline. Big block up the field, but he's brought down on the Cyclones sideline. Picked up a few on the play.
I'd say probably about a gain of 6, 8. Yeah, probably about 8 there.
Yep. About 8 on the carry from Tracy. 3rd down and 5 for this Cyclones defense.
Yep, and this is a huge down right here because probably they'll go for it on 4th since it doesn't seem like they'll be kicking any field goals anytime soon. So right now is probably where they bust out their pass, try to get the defense off guard here.
4:32 remaining in the first quarter. Again, if you are watching us live, quite a few guys in here tonight, make sure to get into that live chat. Let us know who you're rooting for. So the 3rd and 5 play for the Ponies. We'll see if the Cyclones defense can make a stand. Tracy's going to be brought down in the backfield.
Yeah.
Nice play there.
I don't know what really went on there. It seemed like there was a lot of miscommunication on the line. It seemed that it was probably looking for a pass play there, or at least the offensive line thought pass play because no one seemed to really block there. But, yeah, it brings up 4th and 7. This is a 4th and 8. Hard decision here. You obviously don't want to punt it, but they're going to be expecting pass, especially after that big play that gashed them open on that one play.
Yeah, Drew Powell was able to bring Tracy that down there in the backfield. We'll credit with about a loss of 2 to 3 there. So that sets up 4th and about 9 for the Ponies. And get what a big stand it would be for the Cyclones coming after the interception.
Big man number 74 on the edge looking the block.
Tracy back to pass. He has room up the middle, and he's going to be brought down. I think it's going to be short. So that'll be a turnover on downs for the Cyclones defense. Big stop there.
Yep, that's great right there. 100%. They put the lineman out wide, assumingly they wanted the screen open, but the quarterback wanted to run up the middle and try to make a play there. Unfortunately, the linebackers for West Prairie have just been playing lights out so far, so can't really fault them much for that one.
Yeah, Tracy just kind of saw the seas partying there, was able to pick up about 6, but brought down by, as you mentioned, those Cyclones linebackers, and it'll be a fresh set of downs for the Cyclones as they take over. We'll see what they can get done. Kramer pitches it off. That's number 15 coming around the near side here, puts his head down and is able to pick up a few after initial contact. That was...
Might have gotten away with a little bit of block in the back right there, but it wasn't really too blatant. So it seems that it'll be 2nd and 4 coming up here.
That was Aiden Akers on the carry for the Cyclones, able to pick up about 6. As I'm getting my stats in order here. Brings up second and about 4 to 5 for the Cyclones offense. Snap comes to Kramer, hands off to the inside for Hilton, looking for a little bit of room to run. He's able to split it up initially. Might have picked up a little bit there.
Yeah, and the offensive line for West Prairie doing a good job with the size difference. Obviously, like 2 or 3 yard plays aren't like what you're looking for. You're looking for that one big play, but they're able to move them and get those yards, and that's what you want to see, especially with size like that. Like we said, one of the kids is like 6'5", 325, and isn't the heaviest player on West Prairie's roster like 250?
Yep, 250. That would be Mikey Kitch. Actually, they have Andre Roberts at 255, but definitely two of the bigger boys on the West Prairie team. The third down play.
Unsuccessful there. Oh, they're calling it first.
Yeah, they're going to say first down there.
Ooh.
So fresh set of downs for the Cyclones.
Interesting spot there, but I could see what they were thinking down on the field. Was a little bit more close to the 40 than it was the 39. So
2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Should say a minute 50 seconds. Clock just rolls under 2.
Yeah.
Again, this West Prairie team dealing with a little bit of injuries here tonight. Mikey Kitch playing a little bit of center. Andre Roberts is out of action tonight. Pitch play comes to number 44. That's Carter Hitz on the outside. He's got room to run. First down and more. He takes it down the near side or the far sideline, and he's eventually brought down, but not after a huge gain on the play.
Great fake there, getting the running back able to run out to the right there and pitching it over to your fullback, and it seems that there's a down player on the field.
Yep, that's Carter Hitz, the ball carrier on the last play. A little bit slow to get up. Definitely looks like he is in some pain. We'll take a quick break here on TSSR. Actually, we'll keep it here for this one, get through some of the live reads. M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store, is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles. For everything you need to furnish your home, stop in and see the fine folks at M&B Furniture at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or the web at www.mbfurnitureinc.com. You can also call 309-772-2111. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. You can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All of this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. Definitely
Coming off the field there, it's not a good look.
Yeah, not a good sign there for Carter Hitz. I was looking at Maps Preps earlier today, and I believe Hitz is one of the leading tacklers and one of the leading receivers on this West Prairie team, so it will definitely be a big loss if he's not able to return. We'll take a quick break here on TSSR Game Time Live as they are tending to Hitz on the field, and we'll be back with you after this delay in action.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Hitz is able to get up and walk off the field under his own doing, but definitely shaken up on the play. It looked like an injury to maybe one of the lower extremities, preferably a leg, ankle, knee, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
But definitely a good sign to see him walking off the field under his own power.
Plus, not to mention, he still has his helmet on. He's still walking over. Of course, the trainers are going to have to check him out, but huge loss, at least for the moment, for the Cyclones. We'll try to give you some more updates on how Hitz is going throughout the game.
So after that, the Cyclones have a 1st and 10 after the big run by Hitz. Nelson will take this one on the far sideline, gain of about 6 on the play. Nice run there from Austin Nelson. And again, you were seeing the Cyclones go on the outside of this bigger South Fork line. And when those linemen just aren't as mobile when they get to be that size. That's what you have to do, just get them out in space and be able to make plays.
Yeah, but still, even when you're doing that, their defensive linemen are still able so quick enough to get there and at least cause something to happen, or at least look like they're about to be able to tackle them if they do end up breaking something. So it's a very tough defensive group right here, and the Cyclones are doing their best to overcome these very large beasts of ponies.
2nd and 5 play. This run play will be brought down.
We have another. Never mind.
No, he is. Yep.
Nope, he's down.
Another Cyclone down, grabbing his leg. That's number 42, Clayton Hunt. We'll see if he stays on. Definitely looks a bit shaken up. The run play goes for a gain of about 2. 1 or 2.
They might have to call timeout here.
They're just going to let the clock expire.
Yeah.
So that's how the first quarter of play will come to an end.
He's trying. It's just sucks. Number 42, one of the leading rushers right now for the game, being taken out. Hate to see it.
Yeah, that's Clayton Hunt, as we mentioned earlier. So we'll take a quick break here in between quarters, and injury is starting to pile up for the Cyclones. We see how they can adjust here in the second quarter of play. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Find the right cycle combinations. Simply choose what and how you want to wash and dry to help keep clothes looking their best. Intuitive controls, brought to you by Whirlpool.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
MDH Sport Medicine Rehab is just not for the athlete. We see a variety of ages, getting them from having pain to no pain to get back to their normal activities and their prior level of function.
Back here in TSSR Game Time Live, just a quick update. Carter Hitz is looking like he is taping up his ankle here on the near sideline.
Meanwhile, number 42 is grabbing really badly at his Achilles. It's going to be a little bit hard to determine whether he's coming back in the game or not, but let's just hope that he's able to be okay.
So the score is still 8-0. Cyclones still have the ball. Kramer, quick pass play, comes to the round to the outside. It'll go for a gain of about 3. Close to a first down.
It looks like they're probably going to give it to him.
Nope, it's going to bring up 4th down and about 2.
This is
where the Cyclones need to come through with the big play here, keep the drive going.
This is where
they're going to take a timeout.
They're going to try to take time to see if Hitz is going to be able to get them there first here. It looks like over there he's taping up his shoes, trying his best to get over there as fast as possible. Especially with a major player like him on the team. You need him out there, especially on this important of the down.
Good Hope Garden is located at 445 East Main Street, Good Hope, open April through October, Monday through Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 4 for all of your fresh produce needs. Be sure to follow their Facebook page for daily updates. Currently, they have pumpkins and other fall goodies available. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. Your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today.
Yeah, it's possible. They took that time out there because they wanted to get Hitz back in. He was just still getting ready there. So does it look like he'll be going out? He is. So they're going to expect a run coming right to him on the most important play of this drive right now. Comes down to this run right here.
Yeah, definitely good to see Hitz back out there after going down earlier. We'll see. It'll be a direct snap to Kramer. He's going to be stopped initially at the line, keeps the feet moving. I don't think he got it. It's brought down on second contact by number 24, Vincent Edwards.
Yeah, that's...
Yep, that's going to be a turnover on downs, I believe.
I'm surprised that they didn't hand it off to Hitz there or tried something throwing it towards his way since he's been the best player on the team right now. Current little injury update on number 42. He's currently being taped up right now, getting a little brace put on him. He might be coming back out to go, but we'll keep you updated.
Again, if you are in the live chat, make sure, or if you are watching us live, make sure to get into that live chat, I should say. Clock rolls under 11:30 here in quarter number 2. Again, the Ponies are taking over on downs here. First play of this drive will be a run play up the middle, stuffed by the Cyclones.
Yeah, Cyclones defense spotted that out right away. Defensive line was able to just get a hand on him, and in that case, whenever someone has a hand on the ball runner, it's just pile on to him.
Ball carrier brought down by Drew Powell and Carter Hitz.
Very low-scoring game so far. I was expecting a lot more points. I was expecting along the lines of maybe 14-16 or maybe even something like 20-16. But no, both teams showing out with their defense.
Brings up second and about 9 for the Ponies. Run play will go to his far sideline. He'll pick up a few there. Going to be a gain of about 7.
3rd and 3 coming up here. Probably expect either a run up the middle or run to the left side of the field, since it seems that that's one of the plays that they like to do.
Clock rolls under 10:30 in quarter number 2.
Yeah, big 3rd down for these guys too, because if they get stuffed, they might have to punt here.
3rd and 3 for the Ponies, looking to extend this drive a little bit further. Cyclones defense needs to come through. They still trail by 8. Handoff will come towards this near sideline. Going to be brought down in the backfield. Big tackle there. We'll get a number on that real quickly. That's number 45 on the Cyclone side. That's Aiden Akers bringing down the ball carrier for a loss of about 3.
Yeah, and Akers identified that play immediately. As soon as he saw the wide receiver come over to his side and block, he immediately ditched him and went right towards that D gap and was able to make a great play tackling him for loss. And it looks like, it's hard to really tell, but it seems like they'll punt here. Punting formation at least.
Yep, no one back receiving for the Cyclones. They'll punt this one away. Ball will roll past the 45, will go out of bounds right around the 44, so that's where the Cyclones will take over.
One kind of took a little bit on that one, got me confused trying to find it. Expecting a little bit of a deeper punt, but great field position for the Cyclones. 55 yards towards the end zone is a lot better than 80 yards towards the end zone, that's for sure.
So the Cyclones will take over with 9 minutes and 17 seconds here in the second quarter. Macomb's original local sports bar is the Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games in all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcast at Sports Corner at 124. All while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. Cyclones take over. Play comes towards the far sideline. Looks like Cyclones will pick up about 2 to 3 on the play.
Talking about Sports Corner here, we need to be talking about the Hogs on the defensive side feasting on the running back so far. So far, they've only managed to get them about to maybe a long of like 7 and 8 yards whenever it comes to these plays. No big runs, but still, this defensive unit just seems very solid in sack and able to just stop them in a moment's notice.
So not a bad run play there to start. Picked up about 3.5 on the play. Sets up 2nd and 7 for the Cyclones offense. Again, you'd love to see them punch one in, at least in this half, at least in the first half. Kramer drops back to pass. Deep ball downfield, throws it into coverage, and the wide receiver is going to be pushed down. I don't think they're going to call pass interference. They will not.
Yeah, that ball seemed a little bit uncatchable, and it also seemed that he tripped himself on that one, though you could say that if there was a little bit less of hand contact, he might have been able to make a play on it, but regardless, I think that's the right call there.
That was hits downfield Kramer was targeting. Again, threw it into coverage, just trying to air that one out a little bit. But that'll bring up 3rd and 7 still.
I like that. I like that play design there. Just I probably wouldn't use it on 2nd and 7. I would probably use it on a play more like right now, because that way it makes it a lot easier if you actually do need to run up the middle and get a couple yards. But they're doing it again.
Kramer drops back to pass, throws a quick screen pass out for Hilton, goes through his hands and falls incomplete. Kramer's still yet to complete a pass here on the night through the first one. Oh, I should say he has completed a pass, but it was unfortunately an interception on his first attempt of the game. Those last 2 passes, of course, going incomplete.
Yep, and West Prairie here probably going to have to punt. It's a shame because they had great field possession going into it. However, if a good punt here forces them at the 1 or 2, that leads them up to a potential safety, which in this case, you need to get any points you can get.
West Prairie in the punt formation, but that's going to be a offsides.
Oh, now that brings up an interesting play idea. You're now looking at a 4th and 2. That changes things up a bit.
Yeah, definitely. West Prairie could think about going for it here instead of punting it away. That ball's going to be really close to that first down marker.
Yeah.
It looks like maybe it's a yard or half a yard even.
That's a little bit of a favorable spot when it comes to a penalty. Like
yeah,
it was on this. It was. I assume it would be on the 48. I didn't think it would be on the 49. But yeah.
So the Cyclones definitely could go for it here, and I think they're going to. Again, basically about a yard or half a yard to a yard. Cyclones will go for it. Kramer hands it off, brings it around to the outside. Nelson's able to break a little bit of contact, but he's going to lose yardage on the play.
Yeah, that's
loss of about 5 and a turnover on downs, and you got to wonder, if Nelson's able to break that out to the outside, it could be a big run. But when you need half a yard there,
just run it up the middle. Like it's not, and I'm not saying that they didn't take that in consideration in trying to get them off guard, but in the play like that, it's literal 4th and inches. I personally run it up the middle, maybe even QB sneak it. Your offensive line has been able to push them out. I don't know, but it's going to be a good opportunity for the Ponies to overcome this.
Ponies take over at the 50, the fake handoff, and that'll be that'll be Tracy on the keeper, the quarterback.
Yep.
He's able to get the first down plus a little bit more.
Yep. Now if you're the Ponies, continue doing what you're doing. I personally would try a little bit more runs up the middle, as it seems that whenever that's happened, their running backs have been able to get a lot of big chunk plays. Even though they are facing the linebackers of West Prairie, they're still able to get nice stops.
Another fake handoff. Tracy on the keeper. Nice tackle there by the Cyclones, able to stick with it. Short gain on the play. Akers able to bring Tracy down. I think Tracy picked up about a yard, they're going to say.
7:46 to go in this game. As we said, very low scoring, so you got to take into consideration if they get a touchdown here, that's could be a huge deficit for the Cyclones to not be able to get out of.
Yeah, just the sole touchdown coming courtesy of one Mr. Tracy on the 2-yard keeper for the Ponies. Only scoring action in this game. Tracy drops back to pass this one. Another deep ball down the field. He's got a man. It's completed, and that's going to be a touchdown. Tracy to Lush on the connection. Pass play goes for about 35 yards and the touchdown.
Yeah, and that was just great play design there from the Ponies. They had 3 guys open on that play, one over by the 20-yard line, but the quarterback thought his deep ball would have been way better to take the shot, and the quarterback's decision proved right with a nice strike towards the end zone. Beautifully placed ball right into the basket of the receiver.
So the Ponies have only thrown twice here tonight. They've been successful on both attempts. One went for 59 yards. The second one went for 35 and a touchdown. Got to like those numbers. And the Ponies will set up to go for 2.
Both teams fighting very valiantly right now.
Pass play on the 2-point conversions. Got a man. Defender falls down. Pass is caught. 2 points good.
Big boy, number 72 on the catch. As a fellow lineman that's your dream right there. You want to get those points. So I can't really fault big fella right there to getting them.
Yeah, that's Colin Elder. Again, we mentioned in the pregame 6'7", 325, but showing off the hands a little bit there. So the Cyclones will trail 16-0. Touchdown comes at 7 minutes and 15 seconds in the second quarter. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there's limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out. Do you need ice for your upcoming event? Look no further. Midwest Ice has you covered. Midwest Ice is Central Illinois' newest ice delivery service. They deliver ice directly to your event. Call Blaine Wrench at 309-351-8192 for a quote today. So Cyclones will receive the kickoff here after giving up the touchdown. Again, 7 minutes and 15 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Ponies lead by 16. Again, West Prairie comes into this game undefeated on the season, but as we mentioned a little bit in the pregame, definitely their toughest test, and South Fork definitely living up to that. Squib Kip comes up the middle. It'll be picked up by number 2 in the backfield. That's Braden Copeland, the freshman for the Cyclones, is able to push that one up a little bit. Flag comes down late.
Might be an unnecessary roughness or a face mask there. I don't think you could really call a hold or anything like that very late. So I think in this case it'll probably be on the kicking team, if anything.
We'll see what the call is.
Personal foul, face mask. Yep.
So that return will go for an extra 15, and it'll be a great starting field position for the Cyclones. I believe they're going to walk this one off to about the 45.
Yep. And, 46.
46. Hey, that was close. So Cyclones starting off with great field position here. Have it on the Ponies 46. Brings up first down.
Got to start running up the middle here. Got to get the defense a little off guard here.
Kramer will drop back to pass. His pass comes to the near sideline. He's got a man, but it's through the hands of Akers, and that one once again will fall incomplete for Kramer. His third incompletion along with the interception. So Cyclone's not able to get anything through the air so far here tonight, but I mean, good play design there. They had Akers downfield, just went right through his hands.
Yeah, that's a timing route right there. That's a throw that where it doesn't matter who else is doing. You only throw in the one guy there, and it's just one of those plays where you have to come down and make the catch. Throw was good. Catch just wasn't able to get there. But, yeah, 2nd and 10. I would assume you would want to run up the middle since now you're in 4-down territory, especially since you don't want to punt. So I would probably expect, with how they've been playing, probably a run to the right here, trying to get past number 72 on the Ponies.
Run play, pitch play will come to the right to Akers, but it goes nowhere. Ponies swallow him up behind the line. Run play will be a loss of about 4 on the play, maybe about 3. Ponies able to read that one all the way through, got off their blocks, got into the backfield, and were able to bring Akers down. So now you're looking at 3rd and about 13.
Yeah, now you have to pass here. I don't think now you kind of put yourself in the no man's land where if you punt, that's not really that great, but if you go for it, that's also not really that great. It's very interesting play call here. Either they'll run it right to 72 again, or they're going to try another pass.
So the 3rd and 13 will be a pass play for Kramer. He rolls out towards this near sideline, puts his head down, is able to get back, gain of about 3. Didn't have anybody downfield to get the ball away to, but Kramer able to use the legs to pick up a few at least. But Cyclones are still going to be faced with 4th and 10.
Yeah, this is what you like to call a hard call when you're a coach, because no matter what, you're going to have downsides. But it seems like they're going to risk the biscuit and go for it, or potentially not. They bring in their long snapper, and it seems like they're going to punt, actually.
Yep, Cyclones will punt this one away at the 6-minute mark. Again, had great starting field position to start that drive, just not quite able to do anything with it. So, Nelson on the punt. Pretty good punt there. It'll be returned by the Ponies. This one breaks towards the far sideline, and he'll be pushed out of bounds near the 30.
27. Yep.
So the Ponies take over with 5 minutes and 54 seconds. They have the 16-point lead.
And both teams playing really good football for the most part. There's only been maybe one or two mistakes from both sides of the team. However, there seems to be an injured player on the field.
Yeah, I believe that's Hits once again. He went down a little bit earlier in this game. Definitely look like he's holding something there. And again, you hate to see that, trying to battle through the injury, but a little bit slow to get up. We'll take a quick break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Skip adding detergent to every load with the Load and Go dispenser. Choose from models that hold enough for 20 to 40 loads. With select models even adding a second compartment for fabric softener. So clothes get the care they need, and you can skip adding detergent every time. The Load and Go dispenser, now available in 3 sizes. Brought to you by Whirlpool.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Back here in Scioto, Hits once again went down on that last play. He's able to get up under his own power once again, but we've seen that once already tonight, and you got to wonder, trying to show some toughness, and of course he did, being able to get back out there after going down earlier, but that might be Hits' night. He's got the helmet off as he walks off the field. And as you mentioned earlier, definitely if Hits isn't able to return, going to be a big missing piece for the Cyclones on both sides of the ball.
Yep. He probably just re-aggravated that that ankle injury again. I would be surprised if he came back in. I wouldn't be surprised if he came back in. I would be surprised if he at least came back in this quarter.
1st and 10 play for the Ponies is going to be a run play up the middle, and that's going to be a tackle down towards the near sideline after the big play. Kramer went down hard making the tackle. I think he might have hit his head there. Hopefully everything's all right, and Kramer's slow to get up, and it has just been a terrible night for the Cyclones and these injuries. Kramer was a little bit shaken up earlier, stayed in, but definitely grabbing the helmet there. 23-yard gain on the play for the Ponies.
Yeah, that's just sucks because it's yet another player on the Cyclones just unable to get any bit of luck coming into this right now. Another huge hit, and that kid's their long snapper too, so if he's out, he's going to be not in a good. They're going to be in not good position.
So we'll stay here on TSSR Game Time Live. Again, just a terrible sea of events here for the Cyclones. Hits went down earlier, came back in. He just got re-aggravated that ankle injury. Clayton Hunt went down, and now the quarterback, Cam Kramer, a little bit shaken up.
Yeah.
As the trainer comes out to tend to him.
You got to think here too. Got to overcome this, but so far, if we're going to talk about who's having a great game so far, the Ponies have just been able to answer despite how close and how good both teams have played, the Ponies have just been able to get that slight edge over the Cyclones time and time again. The Cyclones might have to make a second half adjustment to be able to come back out and get back into this game as number 3 is heading straight towards the sideline.
Yep, that's Cam Kramer. Again, we mentioned a little bit shaken up on the last play. He takes a seat on the bench. Definitely a little bit frustrated there, but going to be another big piece for the Cyclones. Starting quarterback hopefully can make a return. And this ball's on the ground. Cyclones dive on top of it. I think this is going to be a turnover.
Recovered by number 5 on the play.
Yep, number 5. That's Brody Cordell on the recovery.
Call that Butterfingers there, and if you're going to score, now's the time, especially after the unfortunate injuries that's been happening to you, especially after all the bad plays that ended up blowing up, all the bad drives. Now's the time when you get all your troops together, go down the field, and score a long touchdown.
So the turnover off the fumble goes the Cyclones' direction. They take over on their own, basically about 41. And, of course, we mentioned Kramer still sitting on the sideline. We'll bring in the backup quarterback for the Cyclones. We'll get a number on him shortly.
Not
that play
giving
comes.
Up the passing
Lefty,
play.
16. Ball deep downfield is going to be tipped up in the air. I think it's ball still rolling around, but will not be intercepted. That's number 16, Tristan Hester, who came in for the injured Kramer on that pass play.
Gutsy call, and number 42 is shaken up on the play, limping back over to the sideline. But I do like the call of passing there. You don't really want to give up your game there, as it's 2nd and 10. I'd probably expect maybe a run to the right here. Yep, run to the right.
And the ball's down once again, and it'll be turned right back over to the Ponies.
Number 72 on the play.
Hilton lets that one go. Ball dived on by the Ponies, so they will take over now after West Prairie is able to force the turnover. Now it's Ponies' ball with 5:15 to go, and they have the lead by 16 and great starting field position here after the turnover.
Yeah, the Cyclones just unable to get out on defense. Unable to get off the field on defense. It's been a struggle, at least for today, as number 42 is going to go out of the play, and he, I think, is heading over to the trainer.
Ponies 1st and 10 will be a pass play. Pass deep downfield, and it's going to be dropped. Cyclones get lucky there. Jared Tracy trying to find his receiver down the field. Goes through the hands. His guys by turn. That's number 24 for South Fork, Vincent Edwards.
And that's one of those lucky breaks that you need, like we said. And they just lost one, and now they're getting one back. Could have been a touchdown there as the cornerback seemed to fall on that one. Just lucky in general.
Yeah, Cyclones definitely lucky they didn't give up the long touchdown on the pass there. So a little bit of life here. Could be down 22 at this point, but still lucky to have it just 16, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
There's
5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Stacking the line here, and they're going to run over to the right side. As number 5 just carries number 50 for about 4 or 5 yards before he's taken down.
That's Brody Lush on the carry for the Ponies. Again, that'll be a gain of, call it about 3.
Yep. And regardless, 3rd down, you run your 2nd down play since you're kind of in that territory where you don't want to punt. So you might see a little bit of trickery here. Maybe a fake play to the running back and a screen, but we'll see. Motioning the wide receiver.
4:30 to go. This pass is going to be handed off to the right side. Got nobody to beat. This is looking like a touchdown. Stiff arms one man, and he will walk into the end zone. 24,
and
Vincent Edwards on the long carry. Yep, definitely a little bit of a late hit there.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It is, but that's just those types of mental mistakes you can't make. And like I said, good trick play from them, motioning the wide receiver over and instead running a screen all the way to the right. Great play design. Can't really fault the defense there. Just they had a better play that go.
Yeah, Edwards is virtually untouched until he got to about the 10-yard line, made one stiff arm, and was able to walk into the end zone. So the Cyclones will fall down by 22 as the Ponies look to set up the conversion here. As here comes the try for 2. Tracy rolls out to his left, got a man open, goes through the fingertips, so the Cyclones will stop the bleeding temporarily at least. They trail by 22. Touchdown comes at 4:18 for the Ponies. Again, you're listening to TSSR's presentation of West Prairie Southeastern Cyclones football, brought to you by MTC. And we'll take a quick break and be back with you for the Cyclones Drive.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
Welcome back here to Scioto. West Prairie down 22-0, was able to stop the 2-point conversion. So they'll have 4 minutes and 18 seconds to work downfield. Again, yet to reach the end zone here tonight. And then after the penalty, after the touchdown, the Ponies will kick this one off from the Cyclones 45.
Wouldn't be surprised if they tried to onside it here, since there's little to no downside here, because if they miss it, they get it at 30.
Yep, and that's exactly what they do. Ball will be picked up by Akers. He brings it around the arch side. He's able to break through one tackle. Big hit there on the far sideline. Akers pops right back up.
Ball came loose, and they're saying that it's Cyclones ball still.
Yep, return basically about 5 yards there, 5-6 yards on the return from Akers. So Cyclones will take over, basically on their own, basically about 38, it appears. And again, you would love to see the Cyclones punch one in here before the halftime break. Again, yet to get any points on the scoreboard to this point.
Yep.
Hester stays in the game. Once again, got to mention that Kramer went out earlier. Handoff was fumbled temporarily. That's going to be Nelson on the carry.
There's a flag there, and I think that's going to be a personal foul on the Cyclones. Just a lot of mental mistakes coming from them.
So Nelson's brought down in the backfield. He loses yards on the play, and that's going to be another flag. It's going to be charged to the Ponies here. I think that's number 74 talking to the ref there. That's Carter Elder. I think just got that flag. Ref looked in his direction and threw it straight up in the air.
Got to be hopeful now that he doesn't get ejected, because if he's gone, that's a major piece of that defensive line. Got to curb your emotions there. Doesn't matter what happens.
So if the initial penalty went on the Cyclones, I believe they'll be offset. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Ponies. So I think both those flags might have been charged to the Ponies there. I'm not quite sure, though.
That possibly could be it. But I don't know if that goes to the 30. I don't know if you get 30 yards off that play then, or if you only get 15.
Really comes down to what the first flag was. They're starting to walk it off here. We'll see how far they go with it. And ref continuing his trot here. This is going to be a big gain for the Cyclones.
Yeah, that's 30 yards of penalties there.
That's their biggest offensive play of the night, coming courtesy of those two penalties.
Yeah, that's not good if you're the Ponies.
But it's great if you're the Cyclones. So
yeah.
They're going to have great starting field position here on this drive.
Cyclones.
4 minutes and 4 seconds.
The Cyclones with their other break just needing to get a touchdown here just to get into the game.
Hester pitches it to Hilton in the backfield, splits a tackle. He's able to pick up a few after initial contact.
34 with a great block there, but it doesn't go for long. It's hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to decide what you do here. I mean, You could probably pass and catch them off guard, but I don't think they really want their quarterback to be throwing I don't think they want their quarterback throwing the football too much.
The run play to Hilton goes for basically about 4. Cyclones faced with a 2nd and 7.
I formation as they...
Hester under center, pitches it back to Hilton. He takes it around towards the far sideline. He's able to spin off one defender, is brought down. Going to be virtually no gain on the play.
Almost thought a punch was thrown there, but it seemed that one of the players was just hitting the ground there. Back, as they say, back to the rules and hit the ground running.
So the run play might have been a short loss.
Timeout called by the Cyclones.
So the Cyclones take a timeout. We'll get through some of these live reads here at McDonald District Hospital and the MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb provide athletic trainers who give expert help to all area student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonald District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. A hat brand built on 2 staples, comfort and style, specializing in snapback trucker-style caps. Check out the selection or consider customs to build your business at barclaybillsco.com. Don't let the hat rack fool you. There's always room for one more. Located in the heart of Walnut Grove and in business since 1974, Ryan Farm Supply can meet all your needs for LP, seed, fertilizer, and farm chemicals. Their LP service is unmatched in this area. Customer service is one of their specialties. Give them a call today at 309-772-3121. So again, the Cyclones taking a timeout here. Clock reads 3 minutes, 3 seconds as Cyclones come set to the line. 3rd and 7 they're faced with. And again, this is a huge drive for them. We need to pick it up here. Hester drops back to pass. The lefty throws a deep ball downfield. It's going to be underthrown and should have been intercepted. Falls through the hands of Lush on the pony side.
Yeah, that's...
Another lucky break there for the Cyclones.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where, like, sometimes you don't want to intercept the ball so that way you get better field position. But, yeah, in this case, you still have a down left, and it's going to be hard to really decide what you want to do. So I would probably expect maybe a short pass going to the left side here since the quarterback seems to love that target.
4th and 7 for the Cyclones. As you mentioned, big play call here. Definitely don't want to punt this away, and I don't think they're going to. Yep, Cyclones line up to go for it, and what a huge play this is. Trying to keep this drive going and get points on the board here in the second half. No running backs in the backfield. This one will be a reverse play to Hilton. He takes it down the far sideline. Got a little bit of room to run. First down. Hilton keeps the feet moving, and he'll be tackled out of bounds.
Personal
First down.
That will be a
for the Cyclones.
Foul, late hit. And like we said, the Cyclones getting more and more lucky breaks due to the mental errors from the ponies.
We'll give Hilton about 11 on the run play, just that misdirection trick play.
Yep, almost like it was a design throw, but yep.
Personal foul against the ponies, so we'll walk off a few more yards,
Yeah.
and momentum starting to swing back the Cyclones' direction. They still trail, but have had a pretty decent drive here.
Yeah, but the most important thing about this drive, too, you can't end it without a 2-point conversion because otherwise you're still down by a great bit, still down by 16. So you want to try to get the 2-point conversion here more than anything.
Cyclones will get a fresh set of downs on the ponies. 12. Handoff will come to Hilton once again. Met in the backfield and dragged down. Hard to see on this off angle. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Definitely not a huge gain on the play. Not a huge loss either. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Clock rolls to 2:25. Again, the Cyclones knocking on the door. Best field positioning they've had all night. Hester will hand it off to Nelson up the middle. Splits through the line. Is able to pick up a few there. Gets close.
It'll probably be about 3rd and 1 here. Got a little bit of energy back in the building. Now you're going to want to punch it in. Now's the time. You have about 5 yards to go. Got to get your best 5-yard play right now and get ready.
Clock rolls under 2. Again, 5 yards to go to the end zone for the Cyclones, 3rd and 2, and a timeout will be charged to the Ponies. We'll get the timeouts corrected here. Still 2 left for both squads, and we'll take a quick break here on TSSR Game Time Live and be right back with you as the Cyclones are knocking on the door here in Scioto.
MDH Sport Medicine Rehab is just not for the athlete. We see a variety of ages, getting them from having pain to no pain to get back to their normal activities and their prior level of function.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
Back here in Scioto, once again, the Cyclones now just 5 yards away from punching in this in. They're faced with a 3rd and 2, though, to start. Again, Cyclones trying to get this one in before the halftime intermission. Run play will come to the first back. It will be a big pile up there.
Doesn't matter regardless, since you were going to have to go for it on 4th down anyway. Try to get as many yards as you can on this one play.
Gain of 1. Brings up 4th and 1. Cyclones now 4 yards away from the end zone, but got to pick up this first down here. Just 1 yard to go.
Yep. Waste that clock as much as you can.
Hester comes set under center. It'll be a pitch play to the right side for Hilton. Good block on the outside. Nice tackle, low tackle. Cyclones will pick up the first down, not quite in the end zone yet.
They're going to waste out as much clock as they can here. Don't want to leave the Ponies with enough time, especially with 2 timeouts. So they're going to probably slow it down, take their time, call the right play, and with about about 2 or 3 yards to go, now is when you want to get your trick plays in.
Scoreboard says 2 yards to go to goal. Clock rolls under 50 seconds. Cyclones set up for the touchdown. Handoff comes to the first back. He's swallowed up. Forward progress might have got him back to the line.
Yep. Probably 2nd and 2 still.
Yep, 2nd and 2 to go.
25 seconds to go. I expect them to have a little bit more urgency. You need to throw here, so that way you have another chance on 3rd down if you don't get it. But they're content with just wasting out the clock.
12 seconds to go. Cyclones play. High snap. Hester pulls it down, hands it off to Nelson. He's got a gap. Did he get there?
They're going to say
it's close.
It's short.
It's short, and the buzzer will sound, so definitely tough scenes here. Cyclones had a great chance, but maybe a little bit of mismanagement of the clock as that expires, and that's how the first half of play will come to an end. Cyclones trail 22-0 here on TSSR Game Time Live. So we'll take a break here at the halftime intermission. Again, Cyclones undefeated coming into this one, but the Ponies have all the advantage their way. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live's presentation of MTC Communications Cyclones Football. We'll be back with you for the start of the second half.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local country financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
Skip adding detergent to every load with the Load and Go dispenser. Choose from models that hold enough for 20 to 40 loads, with select models even adding a second compartment for fabric softener. So clothes get the care they need, and you can skip adding detergent every time. The Load and Go dispenser, now available in 3 sizes. Brought to you by Whirlpool.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I thought about the staff of MDH, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
Find the right cycle combinations. Simply choose what and how you want to wash and dry to help keep clothes looking their best. Intuitive controls, brought to you by Whirlpool.
Welcome back here to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. And of course, Cyclone Sports all season are brought to you by MTC. Having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in today's world. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video, camera, and phone systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas, and it's expanding quickly. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. We'll come back here with some halftime stats now. I must warn you guys, these stats are going to be extremely unofficial.
One more thing to bring up in our other TSSR programs. We have a rain delay against the Knights of Breese and the Bombers of Macomb. Currently, Bushnell is losing to Peoria Heights 26-6, and the West Hancock Titans are currently, I believe. One second here, I'm trying to get. They're currently losing right now 0-7 in the third quarter. And for Abingdon, we have a score of 28-0, where Abington's taking on to Anawan Wethersfield Titans. And finally, the Middlevich Missiles are currently beating the Kirkland Hiawatha Hawks 52-2 right now. So got a lot of interesting games going on in our other broadcasts.
Yeah, definitely a busy night of football here on TSSR Game Time Live. I believe 6 games in action. Of course, we are here in Scioto for the West Prairie game. And that Milledgeville game is another team that we cover here on TSSR. And I believe, looking at Max Preps earlier, they are the number 1 team, or at least top 3 in the 8-man association. And again, according to Max Preps, we have number 13 and number 12 going to action here tonight. And number 12, the South Fork Ponies, have the lead 22-0. Let's get into some stats here. We'll start off with the Cyclones. Xavier Hilton in the first half rushing had 28 yards. Austin Nelson had 18. Definitely need to get him going with the legs. Cam Kramer had a gain of 4, loss of 2, gain of 3. That brings him to 5 rushing yards. And, of course, Kramer went down injured in that first half of play. Mr. Tristan Hesser had to take over the quarterback duties. And Aiden Akers was at 3 yards on the night. As for passing, Kramer completed 1 pass, but it was an interception on the first pass of the game. 3 passes after that fell incomplete, and Tristan Hester has not completed a pass yet. For the Ponies, George Bailey has 2 yards rushing. Jared Tracy, 24 yards. That's the quarterback. Was able to get some stuff done with the legs. He's also punched a short one in for a touchdown, just 2 yards. Vincent Edwards, 36-yard touchdown. Brings him to 42-49 total rushing yards on the night. Jared Tracy, the quarterback, has thrown for 94 yards just on 2 passes. So you got to love that efficiency and a touchdown to go along with that. It was Lush who caught the touchdown for the Ponies. That one went for 35 yards. And then Edwards caught the long 59-yarder.
So what you're saying is if you're a fan of the Ponies over there, you want the quarterback to throw more because obviously his average is really high for 2 passes, which most of those passes have came off very good play design and just long, deep balls throughout most of the game.
Yeah, and for this Ponies team, when you're able to run the ball like they have been here tonight, when you're able to just run those play actions, catch the Cyclones off guard, and bomb it downfield, I mean, it's just worked wonders for them. So Cyclones definitely need to come out with a lot more injury. Again, working with some injuries on the sideline. Hitz is down. Kramer is still down. Clayton Hunt Looks like he's wrapping up his ankle, might return to this one. And then, of course, the pregame injury to one Mr. Andre Roberts, who starts at center for this West Prairie Southeastern football team. Both teams have come back out onto the field, and I think we're getting ready to get under action here. I believe it'll be the Ponies receiving the opening kickoff.
Yep.
So definitely Cyclones working from behind a little bit. You'd love to see them get a stop on this initial drive and get to work here early on in the second half, but really just the offense has just stalled out on all of their great attempts. I mean, right there before we went to the halftime break, Cyclones had a great chance to punch it in, but Austin Nelson came up just short on the carry as the clock expired. So it looks like it'll actually be West Prairie receiving the kickoff here. I thought they elected to receive the opening kickoff. Turns out they'll get the ball here, so definitely good news if you are a Cyclones fan, as they will start with possession.
Yep.
Chain Gang has gone missing. We'll put out some wanted posters. Still not on the field as we're getting ready to get kicked off here in the second half. Has anybody seen our Chain Gang? Squid kick up the middle will be handled by Cordell. He'll return this one, breaks the tackle. He's going to split it back to the far sideline. A little bit of room to run, but it's dragged down by the legs there. A lot of running side to side, but not much forward. Cyclones will start the first drive of the second half on their own 47, it looks like. Chain Gang a little bit slow, still not set up as the Cyclones come to set here. Well, we're going to have a little bit more delay as the Chain Gang gets going.
Oh, they're going to roll. Oh, they're going to roll.
Hester hands it off to Hilton in the backfield. He cuts it towards the near sideline, dragged down by his shirt, and just falls down on top of that one. Gain of about 2 from Xavier Hilton. They're going to only credit him with 1, actually. Brings Hilton's total to 29 unofficially yards on the game. Brings up 2nd and 9. Officials timeout on the field. They are recruiting another member to come join the Chain Gang. One Mr. Tristan. There you go. He takes over the duties. And I think we're getting ready for the second half of football now. So the second play of this drive for the Cyclones, 2nd and 9. Hester hands off to Hilton. He runs towards the right side, but big tackle up front by Carter Elder. Might have gained a few there. There was actually a fumble. Hilton fumbled on the play. Ponies recover, so now they will take over at their own 49-yard line. Sorry, but missed that fumble there. Ball comes out. I believe that's Hilton's 2nd fumble of the game. Handoff from Tracy comes up the middle, bounces it around to the outside. I believe that's Lush on the carry. He picks up about 6 for the Ponies offense. Ponies come set here. 2nd and 5 they are faced with. Handoff comes to the off back. Breaks a few tackles there. Forward progress is going to put them close to the first down. They blow the play dead. Bailey wanted to keep running there. Will be close to a first down for Bailey. We'll see where they mark him down at. Looks like he's going to be just short by about half a yard, maybe not even. Brings up 3rd and short for the Ponies offense. Clock rolls under 10 minutes and 15 seconds.
How many rushing yards did you say that the Ponies had, John?
Depends who you're talking about. Vincent Edwards has 49. Tracy has 24. Bailey has 2. And Lush has, after that carry, 7. Handoff comes up the middle. It'll be good for a Ponies first down. First down of the second half.
We have an injured Pony on the field.
Yep, Ponies player is slow to get up. He pops up, though. That's Tracy, the quarterback, who's a little bit shaken up on the play. Looks like he's going to stay in, though. Ball will be placed at the Cyclones' 39-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Ponies. Clock reads 9:52. Again, John Burton on the call for you, taking care of your running camera, providing color. Ponies come set to the line. This one will be a handoff. Ball free. Cyclones dive on top of it, but I think one of the Ponies fell back on it.
Yep.
That was number 10, George Bailey, on the handoff there, not the quarterback, Tracy. Brings up a loss on the play, 2nd and 11. Actually, they're going to, looks like about 2nd and 12. Tracy back under center. Handoff ball again. Down again. Cyclones, I think, fell on top of this one. Yep, Cyclones will take over. I think that was number 21, Xavier Hilton. So Hilton fumbles it to the Ponies. Ponies fumble it back, and Hilton takes it right back. So Cyclones will take over on about their own 44.
Again, another lucky break for the Cyclones.
Clock rolls under 9 minutes. Cyclones need to get something done on this drive. They have a big deficit they're working against. Hester fakes the handoff to Hilton, rolls out to the near side. Passes complete to Nelson downfield, and he will be pushed out of bounds, but I think it's going to be a first down for the Cyclones and Austin Nelson. First completed pass by the Cyclones here tonight goes for about 12.
Great play design there. Able to get the tight end open in the flats there. No one seemed to be covered there, and he was able to use a little bit of that speed to get about 12, 13 yards on the play.
So first down pushes the Cyclones into Pony territory. Ball is spotted on the Ponies' 44. Snap comes, fakes the handoff, maybe missed the handoff there. Hester on the keeper. He'll pick up a few there on the play. I don't think that was a design QB keeper. I think the handoff just had a little bit missed timing.
I think so too.
So Hester on the keeper picks up some. Looks like about 4 on the play, 4 to 5. On the run from Hester. Get that written down on the stat tracker. Clock says 8 minutes, 10 seconds. Cyclones faced with a 2nd and 6. Hester drops back to pass. He's got a man downfield. Ball's underthrown once again, and 2 Ponies fight over it. Nobody comes down with it. Man, you got to call your other guy off there. That was Lush and Edwards fighting over the interception deep in the Ponies' territory.
The best way I can describe that play is that one scene for Finding Nemo where those seagulls say mine, and I think that was just going in their heads right there. They wanted that interception to be theirs for sure.
Yeah, so Cyclones get a little bit lucky on the underthrown ball from Hester. Again, Hester, the backup QB. Kramer's still sitting on the bench facing some injuries. So, I mean, he had a man there downfield if he could put it out in front, but ball's back down on the field. Hester is able to pick it up, He's going to be brought down, and it's going to be a huge loss on the missed snap. 4th down for the Cyclones, 4th and eternity on the huge loss by Hester. Looks like a loss of, what do you call that, taking about 12?
Yeah,
I think that's where
I'd
they
probably
started.
say that, but it's a little bit late in the game. I wouldn't imagine they would punt here. You kind of have to, and
They're going to punt. Nelson will be the punter for the Cyclones. They'll punt it away with 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Ponies scrambling back to get some backfield. Punt almost blocked. Good kick there by Nelson. Ponies will let it roll. Not a bad punt. Will pin the Ponies back basically on the Cyclones, I'd call it 18.
Yeah, that's...
So not a bad punt there from Nelson.
But I would not have punted in that situation. This late in the game when you absolutely need a score to get back in it. I mean, There's still a lot of time on the clock. I mean, we got 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and then, of course, the full fourth quarter. I mean, you would hate to turn it over there. Right, yeah.
And give the Ponies great starting field possession.
Right, yeah.
I don't necessarily disagree with the punt. First play of the Ponies' drive is a handoff, breaks through a couple tackles, and still got the feet moving. He's going to push it up to the first down. That's Bailey on the carry once again. We'll give Bailey a gain of about 11 and a Ponies first down.
Ball on the 29 here. Yep, just this run game for the Ponies been unstoppable so far, despite the great play from the defense.
Second play of this Ponies drive, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield. That's Aiden Akers with the huge TFL for the Cyclones.
I'd like to give myself some credit on that one for the commentator's curse.
So huge loss on the play. Really only a loss of about 6.
Still, 6 is that's a very large number. Now you have to somehow crawl back into this. The punt slowly but surely looking like a better decision.
2nd and 16 after the huge TFL by Akers in the Cyclones. The Ponies will look to pass. Tracy scrambles through, forces that one incomplete. Pressure coming courtesy of number 64. Believe that's number 64 on the roster. Maybe it was 54, Mikey Kitch. That's what I was thinking in my head initially. Yeah, that was number 54, Mikey Kitch on the pressure. So that brings up 3rd and 16. And as you mentioned, that punt looking like a better decision here if the Cyclones can get a stop.
Well, sometimes I just got to eat my words, and I like going a little bit more aggressive in those situations since you're already down by 3 scores, but the decision slowly but surely looking better and better in hindsight.
Clock reads 5:54. Ponies faced with a 3rd and 16. Tracy back to pass once again. Try to get a quick screen play out to the middle. He's going to be pressured once again and brought down. Another loss on the play. Brought down by number 14 for the Cyclones. That's Aiden Horn, assisted by Xavier Hilton.
Another loss of, I think that was actually a loss
of 4.
4 on that play.
4th and 20, no doubt here. Got to punt this one away if you're the Ponies.
Yep.
So Cyclones will get the ball back with just under 5 minutes here in the third quarter. And, you know, getting the ball back's nice and all, but if you're the Cyclones, you got to punch one in here.
Yeah, that's been their main issue today. The offense has been able to get downfield slowly, but hasn't been able to get points on the board.
Hilton back to receive this. The high punt doesn't go very far. Cyclones will take over in positive territory. Ball will be down on the 39, so Cyclones, again, a little bit shorter field position here, but really haven't been able to do much with it so far here tonight. You'd love to see him turn it around on this drive.
Yep, 39 yards towards the end zone. You can't get any better position than this. Well, you can, but off that punt, 30.
I know what you're trying to say, Tegan.
Yeah.
Great starting field position. A little bit of a shorter punt. Huster drops back to throw. He's got a man deep downfield. Another short throw will go through the hands.
Just couldn't get the arm strength on that one.
Yep, that was Vincent Edwards making a play on that ball. It would have been a tough interception. Edwards almost got there. Again, not bad play design from the Cyclones. Hester just not quite able to put it there. Again, Hester just the sophomore on this WPSE football team. So, and definitely put into a big pressure spot after the injury to Kramer. Hester will pitch this one to Hilton, fumbles it a little bit, able to recover. He's going to bring it towards the near sideline, and that'll be a gain on the play for Xavier Hilton.
Nice low tackle there, able to get him to the ground. I'm surprised that number 72 is on the sideline for the Ponies. He's been a menace on the defensive line. Maybe an injury or maybe some concerns going on with him.
Hilton's run will go for 6. Cyclones now faced with a 3rd and 4. Ball spotted on the 33. Hester hands it off to Hilton, met in the backfield by big number 74. That's Carter Elder, able to drag Hilton back down. Loss of 2 on the play, brings up 4th down.
And Elder's just having himself a game on that offensive line, able to get tackles for losses, stuffs up the middle, forcing the running back to pick a different hole. He's just this defense looks way different with him. On the field in a good way.
Cyclones going for it here. 4th down and 6. Would be huge if they could convert it. Let's see what they do. Play action pass. Hester drops back, throws off the back foot. Pass is caught by Nelson. I don't think it's going to be a 1st down. Yep, it'll fall short of the 1st down. Not bad play design. Nelson had a chance on the near sideline, but was forced out of bounds. So the Ponies will take over on the turnover on downs. So Ponies take over on their own about 30.
3:17 to go in the 3rd.
Yep, 3:17. Ponies take over. First play of the Ponies drive will be a handoff up the middle to number 10 on the carry. That's Bailey. Gains 8 on the play.
You got to expect if you're the Ponies, just run the ball for the rest of the game is going to be satisfactory for you enough. Drain as much clock as you can. Try to make sure that when the Cyclones get the ball next, they just don't have enough to be able to do anything.
So the Ponies now 2nd and 2 after the run play goes to Bailey. He's got unofficially 21 yards on the ground tonight. Tracy comes under center. Handoff will be faked up the middle. Tracy on the keeper is going to be brought down. That's Mr. Aiden Akers once again. Making a play in the backfield on Tracy. It'll be a loss on the play. Loss of about 3. Akers doing a nice job getting into that backfield here in the second half. That's his second I believe that's his second TFL.
Two minutes ago.
So now the Ponies 3rd and 5, a little bit further than what they were working with. Tracy drops back to pass in the backfield. He's got a man wide open, not a Cyclone within 10 yards of him. Runs it down the near sideline. It will be a big completion to number 24, Vincent Edwards. And once again, when the Ponies have been able to go to the air, they have been extremely effective. We'll call that a pass. Let's see, they started on the 30, 10 yards, 20 yards.
Probably about
26
yeah.
is what we'll go with. One Mr. Greg Phelps over there doing the PA backs me up on that one, 26 yards. So the Ponies now in Cyclones territory on the 44, fresh set of downs. Clock rolls under minute 30.
Stuffed at the line would be will be number 10 by number 42.
That's number 10, George Bailey. On the carry, number 42 for the Cyclones. That's Clayton Hunt.
Who had an injury earlier today.
Yeah, definitely good to see Hunt back out there. Didn't quite catch that coming out onto the field, but yeah, definitely shaken up earlier, but he's back in making plays for the Cyclones. Loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12. Tracy hands it off initially to the first back, and it'll be a gain of about 5 on the play.
40 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Yep, clock now 30 seconds in the third quarter. Ponies definitely taking their time here, as you mentioned, just draining this clock out, and no reason to really play with much pace as they have the big lead.
I mean, why would you want to have the clock to stop and give the other team as much time as possible?
3rd and 5, I'd call it more 3rd and 6. Tracy drops back. He's got a deep ball. Nobody there. That's going to be a close to a touchdown. Nice attempt there by Nelson, but that will go
They're going to call a touchdown.
Yep, that'll go for a touchdown to Edwards. Tracy once again coming through big. Nice pass there. Ponies score. Score is 28-0 now.
And after the 2-point conversion, this will take us into the fourth quarter.
Yep. Touchdown comes as the clock expires. How long was that pass play? About 40?
I'd say about 42 yards.
That's what I was thinking somewhere. 41, says Greg. Thank you, Greg.
I think Greg's trying
is
to
right.
get on your good side.
Greg is always right, Hagan.
I don't think
That's the only way you complete that sentence. Tracy rolls out, got a man, 2-point conversion, good.
Big boy number 70 on the catch.
Yeah, his second 2-point attempt caught here tonight.
With an interesting statistic of the night, he only needs 26 more 2-point conversions to tie Hank Hill's 2-point conversion record. Even though Hank Hill isn't real, still, it's a nice goal to set for.
So Tracy is now at 167 yards through the air unofficially. He's got 2 touchdowns. After that last one, Cyclones trail by 30 here in Scioto. M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store, is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles. For everything you need to furnish your home, stop in and see the fine folks at M&B Furniture at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or the web at www.mbfurniturinc.com. You can also call 309-772-2111. Your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. We also want to give a big shout out to Tom Conklin State Farm. They are the event sponsor for this West Prairie team if they were to score a touchdown, but none yet on the board, so we'll give them a quick shout out anyway. Appreciate all of our fine sponsors. Hilton and Copeland back to return this kick. Another short squib kick up the middle. I believe this is going to be Copeland on the return, and he's got a little bit of room to run here. That's the freshman, folks. That's Braden Copeland on the nice return, and once again, pretty good starting field position for the Cyclones.
Yeah, you want to get a little bit of motivation and a little bit of juice going into now. There's about 11:53 to go, but then again, you can score 30 points in that amount of time. Just got to get really, really lucky and really, really good.
So the Cyclones start their drive here on the Ponies 40 after the big return from the freshman Braden Copeland. And again, Cyclones have had pretty decent starting field position here tonight, haven't been able to make anything of it. And if they're going to want to come back into this one, definitely got to go quick. Hester drops back to pass, a lot of time to throw. This time ball overthrown, bounces out of the hands of Hilton, nearly intercepted, but ball falls.
Yep, just the throw on that just a little bit too wobbly. The pass was a little bit off target. Just unfortunate.
So the pass falls incomplete. Second down now, 2nd and 10.
Probably expect them to pass for most likely the rest of the game. Wouldn't probably expect them to run, so that way more time gets off the clock. 4 wide.
Hester drops back to pass once again. He's pressured up the middle, and he's going to be brought down for the sack. That's number 70, Connor Henley, and number 72, Colin Elder.
They're going to call roughing the passer on that one. Or no,
nope, face
hold.
mask.
Yeah, face mask.
Yep, face mask on the Ponies, so looked a little bleak there for the Cyclones, but they'll walk this one off 15 yards after the 5-yard loss. So loss on the play turns to a first down for the Cyclones. 11:39. And again, you hate to say it, but a lot of the Cyclone big yardage plays have come courtesy of the penalties.
Yep, it's
at least 45 yards tonight on the Ponies.
The Cyclones have played a very good mentally good football. However, on the opposite side, same can't be said for the Ponies, racking up, I think right now over, I believe it's 75, 80 yards in penalties. Because you have to take into consideration the amount of personal fouls they get, not to mention the 30-yard back-to-back personal foul penalties.
Aiden Horn on the carry there for the Cyclones, picks up about 6. Sets up Cyclones on 2nd and 4. Handoff comes up the middle once again. That's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Forward progress might have gave him about half a yard.
Big fella needing a little bit of help getting back up.
Yep, absolutely. Clock says 10 minutes, 30 seconds. Cyclones now 3rd and 4. Third and 4 play for the Cyclones. We'll see what they elect to do here. Hester will pitch it for Hilton. He brings it around towards the far sideline. Spins off one man close to a first down, but big hit.
Big hit right there. Or they're gonna have him short there.
Yep, short hit after Hilton's brought down. And as we said, that was a big hit on that far sideline. Glad to see Hilton pop right back up.
Probably like to run up the middle right here. Nice little pick a gap and go.
So Cyclones definitely need to make this conversion on 4th down come true.
I formation.
4th and 1. Hester will hand it off to, I think that's Nelson, the ball carrier. He pushes it through the gap. Did he get it?
They're going to give it to him.
Yep, he got it. Cyclones' first down comes at 9 minutes, 24 seconds.
Clock continues to roll on.
So I believe that was Nelson on the carry. Didn't catch a number. So 1st and 10. Clock continues to roll. Cyclones knocking on the door once more. Trying to score.
A little bit of communication between the fullback and the quarterback.
Hester hands it off to Hilton, makes a cut back right. He's coming towards the near sideline. He's able to push up a little bit. Lush on the initial stop for the Ponies.
I just want to tell you something right here. The pursuit coming from the Ponies right now has been incredible. every single play I have failed to see. I have not failed to see at least 7 of the 8 white jerseys on that player. They are great. They're a great pursuit team. They run hard. They run towards the ball. They don't care. They don't care who's got it. They just want to get that ball.
So Hilton picks up about 4. Sets up 2nd and 7 according to the scoreboard. So gave him 3 there. Hester under center. Fakes the handoff. Drop back once again. Nobody there. Big pressure coming courtesy of number 85, Ryan Aller.
They're going to call intentional grounding there. There was no one in that vicinity right there.
Yep, no one in the vicinity of that pass, as Tegan mentioned. So it'll be an intentional grounding on Hester. Again, just trying to pitch that one away, not trying to take the sack, but it'll be a penalty charge to the Cyclones, just under 8 minutes in the final quarter.
Third and 12, I think, right here. Oh, no, they're moving it back.
Yep, they're walking it back.
That's going to be probably third and
about 25.
I'd say
maybe a little bit further.
I'd say third and Macomb to Burlington.
That's probably pretty close, actually. Third down play will be a handoff to Nelson. Goes nowhere. Actually goes for a loss.
So I think instead of Macomb to Burlington, we now have Macomb to Mount Pleasant. With 7:40 to go. I don't know what you necessarily do here, especially since you don't have any 4th and 20 calls in your playbook.
Yeah, and you can't really punt this away this late in the game either.
Yeah,
that's the issue. So, I mean, I would expect a pass play here for the Cyclones.
Yep.
Again, 4th and 25 according to the scoreboard.
They're gonna run the ball.
Yep, run the ball up the middle. Hilton trying to make something happen. Not a bad carry on the play, but not even close to the first down. So that'll be a turnover on downs.
They're fighting until the end, and that's what you got to respect them for.
Absolutely.
7:04 left in the game.
You would expect the Ponies to take their time here, pound this ball on the ground.
At least 2 minutes will go off the clock.
So Ponies take over on their own 28. Again, just over 7 minutes to go. Ponies with the big lead. The handoff will come to, I believe that's Bailey on the carry.
Nice little misdirection there with the jet sweep. Instead running it up, I think, the B gap there.
Pushes Bailey up to 26 yards on the night unofficially. Feels like he has a lot more than that. Maybe we missed a couple in there.
I'm sure he doesn't mind that much. I'm sure he's more worried about that win.
Absolutely. And that's basically what the Ponies have done here so far to this point. Again, nothing is impossible, but definitely starting to look a lot more unlikely. This one will be a keeper for Tracy. Pushes it around the far sidelines. Got a little bit of room to run. Is eventually pushed out of bounds by Aiden Akers, but not after the first down and some.
6:16 to go in the game.
Gain of 17 by Tracy. Fresh set of downs for the Ponies. 6:16 to go in the final quarter of action. Again, we appreciate all of you taking the time out of your night to come join us here on TSSR Game Time Live. Hasn't quite been the outcome the Cyclones have looked for, but again, dealing with a lot of injuries here tonight, that's definitely got to play a factor. That's going to be a TFL as a couple Cyclones get to the backfield there. That was Akers and I believe number 34, Austin Nelson.
Yeah, and then the situation, I mean, you really benefit from anything if you're the if you're the Ponies, because if they stuff you behind the line, you just take off another 40 seconds. But if you get a first down, they have to restart that clock all over again. Something that I always like to look at it is that essentially you have 2 minutes, and every time that you get a first down, that 2 minutes is refreshed.
Ponies, quick handoff comes around the outside on the sweep play, and
they're going to call him out of bounds right here.
Yep. Stepped out of bounds. That's Levi Davis.
He had open space too. If he probably doesn't step there, that's touchdown. But regardless, good outcome for the Ponies.
Yeah, you definitely don't need the touchdown at this point in the game. You'd like to see him maybe stay in bounds, though, keep that clock running.
Yeah.
But a first down nonetheless as the Ponies push into Cyclones territory. Ball spotted on the 37 as I about just fell out of my seat.
You've been sitting that entire time I've been standing, John.
Yeah, I can't complain, that's for sure. A little bit of frustration starting to show on the Cyclones sideline. As nice job pushing the pile forward there. Might have gained a yard after being hit in the backfield. That was number 22, I think. Not number 22, must have misread the number. It's hard to see the numbers from up here.
Yeah, with so many people covering them up.
Greg Phelps telling me that was player to be named later on the carry.
We love those players to be named later because they're always a nice mystery to figure out. Like, is it Jarek Lewis or is it Austin Smith?
Tracy drops back to pass here. He's got a man towards the sideline. Ball will fall incomplete. So we'll bring up third down for the Ponies.
I do not understand the idea of passing there at all. I mean, you're up 30. Just to try to. I don't see the use of passing there.
4 minutes 34 in the final quarter of play. Ponies faced with a 3rd and 10.
Expect them to probably run here just so they can get more off the clock.
And Tracy will hand that off to number 17. That's Ian Dial.
Gets a gain about 7 there.
Dial's first carry of the game. Goes for positive yardage. About 4.
Well, I guess the line confused me. Well, 4th and 5. You just got to run here. I don't think they'll punt or do anything like that.
Clock rolls under 4 minutes.
Or, nope, they'll run.
Yep, they're going to line up to go for it. Tracy under center once again for the Ponies. He's been there basically all night.
Almost fumbles it.
Yeah, ball is on the ground. Tracy's able to pick it up, and he's going to run with it down the sideline. Will step out of bounds. Didn't get the first down there.
I think they're going to measure it. Oh, nope.
Yeah, I think he stepped out a little bit further back, continued to push on a little bit, but the Cyclones take over.
3:44 to go now. And with this next drive, you're just trying to get something good, get a little bit of momentum going into the next game with this game basically out of pocket.
Timeout will be charged to the Cyclones. We'll take a quick break here on TSSR Game Time Live and be right back with you for the conclusion of this WPSE Cyclones football game.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
Back here in Scioto at the former West Prairie High School. Cyclones got 3 minutes, 44 seconds to make something happen. I think the win is kind of out of the books, but as Hagen mentioned, maybe just try to get some momentum going before the next game. Nelson was the ball carrier there. He lost some yards. We'll see where they spotted at. Loss of about 3. Three minutes 10. Hester hands it off once again. Run play comes up the middle. That run was to number 40, Brigham Gray. His first carry of the night for the Cyclones. Brings up 3rd and 9 after Gray is able to get a couple yards there. Third and 9. Cycles will run it up the middle once again. I think that's Gray on the carry.
Just a little bit of an update now in the Milledgeville and Kirkland game. Milledgeville has crossed the 70-point mark.
Yeah, definitely one of the better teams in this this 8-man conference. Actually, let's go look at the Max Preps rankings as we come to a conclusion into this game. Let me get them pulled up. Have that to you in just one moment. Because definitely, you know, and I didn't realize this. I learned today at lunch that there is now almost 30 teams in the 8-man association. It's definitely ballooned here in size in the past couple years. A lot of schools switching over to 8-man football. And run play will go for a couple yards.
In other games, currently the Titans are beating the Tornadoes 42-0 at West Hancock. We have the Rebels winning 20-0 in the 4th. In Macomb and Breese, currently Macomb is down 18-31 in the 4th.
Handoff will come up the middle for Gray once again. So yeah, Milledgeville is the top team according to Max Preps in the 8-man association, followed by Amboy, St. Thomas More, Polo, who has really made a name for themselves in this 8-man league, and then Ridge Road rounds out the top 5. Again, here tonight, South Fork is number 12, West Prairie number 13. If you're a BPC fan, they're at number 17, and Biggsville West Central ranked at 18. 0-4 on the season after winning the championship just a year ago. So definitely a lot of shakeup here in the 8-man football. This clock rolls now just 45 seconds. Pitch play comes to Nelson, who's brought down and brings up 4th down.
Yep. And one last update. Currently, Bushnell is losing 40-6 right now. And I think we will have our final score here, too, as it seems that the Cyclones are just content to waste out the rest of the clock here, as the clock is now at 10.
Yeah, probably not going to see another play here in this game, so we'll go ahead and mark that up as the final score. Ponies come into Scioto and take this one from the WPSE Cyclones. Again, knocking off the undefeated Cyclones on the season. Ponies improve to 4-1. Cyclones drop to 4-1, but definitely still a hot start for this Cyclones team on the season. You hope that they can continue to build on that, just really fighting the injury bug the whole game. Hits went out, Hunt went out, and of course the quarterback Kramer missed a majority of this contest. And really the Ponies did such a nice job playing up front. They were able to run the ball when they wanted to, and then when they were forced to pass, I believe only one incompletion. Tracy threw for 167 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, this game just mostly came down to who won the trenches, and it seemed like throughout most of the day that the Ponies had won the trenches, and I think it just came down to the fact that they had bigger guys. They had guys that disrupted the play a lot more, and like you said, West Prairie just had to deal with injuries throughout most of the game. However, I don't think this is a game you really go out on a negative with. They still did a lot of really good things today. Like, for example, when they got the offense moving, they actually did get pretty close to scoring near the end. It's just a couple of miscues, a couple of mistakes, stuff that you can fix in practice. So I think that's what you kind of have to look at going into these next game, that you want to fix the mistakes that you did and that you can fix, not the stuff that is out of your control.
So we'll take one final break here on TSSR Game Time Live and be back with you for the unofficial stat total. So once again, we appreciate all of you listening to us here tonight. We'll play with just one quick ad, and then we'll get the totals rounded up.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH for MTC Communications presentation of WPSC Cyclones football. Again, Cyclones fall to 4-1 here tonight, ends the undefeated streak for them. We got some final stats totaled up. We'll start with the Cyclones. Xavier Hilton had 13 carries on the night, unofficially for 52 yards. Austin Nelson couldn't really get much going. He finished with, called that 16 yards on 7 carries. Cam Kramer had 5 yards on 3 carries. Again, he got injured there early on in the first half. Mr. Hester, let me get that name real quick as I struggle to locate it. Tristan Hester, that's what I always thought, but I didn't write down the first name. He had 2 carries on the night. One went for a big loss of 12, so he unofficially finished with -8. Aiden Horn had 1 carry for a yard, and Brigham Gray had a couple carries towards the end of the game. We'll say he finished somewhere around the 15-yard mark. Passing for the Cyclones, Kramer threw for 1 interception. 3 passes fell incomplete. Tristan Hester had 1 pass that went for 12 yards and 1 pass that went for about 6 yards unofficially, so he finished with 8. 2 fell incomplete for him, and Nelson had 12 receiving yards plus 8, so 20 for Nelson. For the South Fork Ponies, who were victorious, George Bailey, 6 carries for 24 yards. Jared Tracy, the quarterback, ran 10 times, 34 yards unofficially. Brody Lush had 12 yards. Vincent Edwards had 49 yards and touchdown. Tracy also rushed for a touchdown. And here's really the big thing. Tracy, 5 pass attempts, 4 completed for 167 yards and 2 touchdowns. One of those pass plays that went for a touchdown was caught by Brody Lush, who will finish the game with 41 yards and touchdown, of course, and then the others went to one Mr. Vincent Edwards.
Well, John, if you had to sit here and pick a player of the game, who do you think you would give it to?
I mean, on the pony side, there's no better place to go with it than one Mr. Jared Tracy. Again, those 5 passing attempts for 167 yards, you can't complain about that efficiency. And then was really able to get a lot of work done with the legs as well. On the Cyclone side, I mean, a lot of the big players, Hitz, Kramer came out of the game early due to some injuries, but I think Aiden Akers really stepped up in a big way, especially on the defensive end in that second half. Again, not much to show offensively, but he had a couple pressures, couple sacks there in the second half, so definitely one of the standout players for the WPSC Cyclones.
Yeah, on my end, I personally thought tonight was really a game about defense And I felt like that no one else on the South Fork side deserved it more than the Elder brothers. Both Colin and Carter both had amazing nights on both the offensive side and defensive side. We didn't really mention it much, but they were a stout offensive lineman when they were on the field, and whenever it came to defense, they were always plugging plays, making stops, doing all of that.
Yeah, and you can throw number 70, Connor Henley, in there too as well, playing big on that line for the Ponies.
Yeah, and when it comes to West Prairie, personally, I think that Clayton Hunt, for the plays that he did come in and was able to play, was probably the best player on there, making key blocks, being able to, get good blocks out of fullback, out of offensive line, and even on defense too, running up, stuffing people, and making good plays. It was a good game for Hunt. However, it's unfortunate that they're not able to get the win today. But the Cyclones, they do have another shot going into next week to continue that winning season against who, Mr. Burton?
That would be against the PLHS Co-op. Let me get that pulled up for the official title as we are trying to check Max Preps here. Don't have the schedule sitting in front of it. And that just brought up a Best Buy ad taken. How do you explain that?
I don't know.
Be Pawnee Lincolnwood. That's correct.
Yep.
Pawnee Lincolnwood. I believe they were in action tonight, so their record was 3-1 before their game tonight. We'll see where they fall before next week's game against the WPSE Cyclones.
And to cap everything off, the Bushnell game did go into at the very end. It was 40-6. Along with that, it's fair to say that Milledgeville, I think, won their game, barring a 54-point comeback. And other than that, Abington Avon ended up losing their game. West Hancock ended up losing their game, and the Bombers ended up losing their game. So it's a shame for the most part that only one team from the TSSR crew was able to pull it out. But still, good football to be played all around in each of those games.
Yeah, absolutely. As Tegan mentioned, just one of the 6 teams that we cover here tonight able to come away with the win. Definitely one of the busier nights of football action here in the area. Again, 6 teams in play for the TSSR crew.
Mr. Dwayne Hewlett, I'm sure, was sweating bullets trying to be able to find people to do stuff today with him being busy with all this, but being able to run 6 football games today, especially on his birthday. So shout out to Mr. Hewlett.
Yeah, that's a good call there, Tegan. The birthday boy, Mr. Dwayne Hewlett, making all of this possible for you guys. So any closing thoughts, Tegan? Are you ready to get things wrapped up and get out of here?
My only closing thought would be to the Cyclones is that after riding a high of a 4-game win streak and thinking that you're on top of the world, you get sent crashing down and brought back to reality. Now is the time where you overcome adversity and you prove to yourself that you are a good team, that you are what the record lives up to. So if I had to say anything about that, you gotta just brush this off and not let it define you for the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely got to build towards next week. So for John Burton on play-by-play duties here for tonight and keeping track of the unofficial stats, and for one, Mr. Tegan Perry, who was providing the color commentary and the great camera work as always. This has been TSSR Game Time Live's presentation of Cyclones football, and we hope to catch you for the game against Pawnee next week. Have a good night, everybody.